Well, howdy YouTube, Unky Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. Today another video, another dollar, another day, whatever. I got a package sent to me from Morten via Amazon. Yeah, that's the story and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, it got here today. Let's open it up and show you what he sent me. Alright, so this box is for Morten at My Playhouse. You all know Morten, and if you don't, you should immediately go over to his channel at My Playhouse. If you like my server videos, dude, you're gonna love his setup. Anyway, he sent this box and has asked me to forward it on to him, but being a good American, I have to inspect anything I ship out overseas because I don't want to get in trouble. No, he's already told me what it is. It's a 4K camera. So he's said I can go ahead and take it out of the box and put it through its paces before I ship it over to him. Now, I don't know if Morten's going to do a video on this camera, but I did ask his permission and he said that would be fine. So we're going to open it up, put it through its paces, see how we like it, and then we're going to ship it on to Morten over in Denmark. So let's get her open. And let's see what he got. Well, Morten, as you can see, it's very well packed, very well packaged. Okay, so there's a box in a box. So it's a Panasonic HC WXF1, and this box looks a little bit beat up. It's not too bad, but there you go. Well, this is a 4K camera. I'm not doing 4K videos. I don't plan on doing them in the future. I'm a 1080p guy because it's good enough for me. But Morten is wanting to get some 4K shots, and he got a very good deal on this, is my understanding. So I'll let you read the front of this. I assume you can see all this stuff on it. 25mm wide-angle lens. EF-Viz, 24x zoom, and 32x intelligent, I think that's digital zoom. It's I don't know, 4 pounds, 3 pounds, something like that. It's not very heavy. Yeah, Amazon warehouse deals. So I don't know whether this camera was returned or repaired, what the deal is with it, but I'm going to go ahead and break the seal on it. And actually what he was concerned about is he wanted to make sure it was working here before it got sent on to him. That way, if there was any problem, I could return it to Amazon for him. So we're going to go ahead and break the little seal. And you see this box has seen some better days. I'm going to cut that there so we don't split the box. Okay. Opening it up. Seems to be fairly well packaged. There's an instruction manual. That's always handy to have. There's a little compartment over here. Appears to be an empty plastic bag. And let's see, over on this side is I would bet this is a battery down here if I can get my fingers on it. And another empty bag. I think what's happening is I'm going to pick these things up and they're falling out of the bag. So let's do this. We'll just turn it over and see what falls out. Okay, that is definitely a battery. I'll show you that here in a second. See if there's anything else on this side. Yeah. And Morten, I promise I'll put everything back in the little baggies for you. They're just kind of crammed in here. It's kind of a little disconcerting. So we got a USB power cable. We got a battery. Everybody can see that. That probably goes in this little plastic bag. We'll put a full charge on this and put it through its paces. We have another regular USB to mini USB connector. And I would venture to say that goes in this bag. And then we have a looks like a HDMI to mini HDMI cable, and then another empty bag. And then we have the camera itself. So, okay, good. It's not broken. There's something else sliding around in here, Morten. Oh yeah, the power adapter. So here's the lens ring and a power adapter. It's a nice looking camera. It's pretty big. We'll put this over here for now. So there you go, there's the camera. There's a lens ring here. Power adapter to USB. Owner's manual. And then there's the camera itself. So not a bad looking little piece of kit. Alright, so here is the unit. So we'll hold it up to my size of my head to give you some idea of how large it is. And I like that it's got a nice little viewfinder on it. That's something my camera doesn't have, and it really irritates me. I like having a viewfinder on a camera. So that's a plus. It looks like the battery connects up right back here. It's got a nice, if you can see the little handle here, and it's got a nice little soft, yeah, it'd be a nice little comfortable camera to handle. We'll have to see once we get the battery on there. The handle's a little tight. Let's see, what connections do we have up here? So at the very front of the camera, we have a microphone and or a line in input. It's got a Leica, yeah, Leica lens on the front. 25 millimeter wide. It does have a lens cover built in. I would assume that this is the microphone up here. Let's see if this comes off. Okay, it's got a swing out display on it. It's very similar to the Canon I have. It's a little bit bigger. 24 optical zoom, 25 millimeter wide. F1.8 large MOS sensor, etc. Yeah, it's got a camera function button here, an auto or manual focus button here. It's got a place right here for your SD card. I don't know if you can see that right there for your SD card. Let's see, it's got a couple other buttons. It's got Wi-Fi built into it. It does have USB and HDMI plugs right here. Let's see, what else does it have? Oh, wider telephoto zoom up here. You can use it in camera mode or take a picture shot by pressing this button, I would assume. And it has headphone jack right here on this side. Headphone jack right here on this side, and another power plug right there. So now, how do you open the lens cover? I would bet you that is electronic. I bet you have to put the battery in it. But you can see that just like on my camera, on my Canon, my cheapy creepy one, you do have an adjustable display. Now, it looks, folks, like there's another camera right there. All right, so the next thing to do is to actually take some footage with this camera. The only SD card I have is a SanDisk 32 gig Ultra. Should work in that camera. It's not, I'm not going to film anything in 4K because I don't have the ability to really edit in 4K, but I'm going to shoot some 1080p video with this camera next. Now, earlier I discussed that it has another little camera over here on the end of this thing. Pardon me while I get a shot. So there is another camera here on the edge of this knockout right here on your display screen, and that is to do picture-in-picture. And I know in previous videos Morten had figured out a way to do picture-in-picture. He used a two-camera system. So I think that's another reason why he purchased this camera, but he'll be the one to tell you whether that's what he uses it for or not. But let's go ahead and put the SD card in here. I think that pulls forward like that, and then the SD card goes in like this or this. There we go. So the SD card goes in with the label facing back there, and then I should be able to just find the power switch on here somewhere. On mine, it's right here, yes, and it's right here on this Panasonic as well, so let's go ahead and fire that up. It opens the lens cover automatically, comes up in video recording mode, and you can see it's set to 2160 4K. So I'm going to try and find the menu button here. Let's see, Wi-Fi, HDR. I don't know if it has a touch screen or not. Again, I'm not real familiar with this camera. Well, again, it's going to record in 4K, as you can see here, 2160 MP4. I guess I could just record it, and we'll see what happens. But there's a display on the camera. Like I say, I really like this viewfinder. The lens cover opens automatically, as you can see there. So I guess I'm going to shoot some footage with his camera and see what kind of results we get. All right, so I am recording now. Here's the telephoto and the wide angle. Let's just go around and film some stuff. All the buttons seem to work very well. Yeah, the workbench is kind of a mess right now because we're working on some stuff. Just pan over here. And I've got one of my windows closed this morning, so I don't have a whole bunch of light in here. And I'm just going to give you a basic overview. My dog's sleeping. That's what she does best. My other little dog is underneath that desk here. Let's see how it does with light. We'll go up and we'll pan around. Look at the air conditioning unit. There's my desk. And then we'll get a light bloom from that window. Oh yeah, it adjusted pretty well. It adjusted the light very well. And see if it adjusts back to a dark scene very well. Yeah, ceiling fan. The screen. Uh-oh, another box. What's in that box, Unky Joe? Don't know, you'll have to wait and see. And then our pile of computers over here, and then back around to the workbench. So yeah, it takes pictures like a camera should. We'll see what kind of audio quality it had, if any. And here's my camera set up to shoot it. So yeah, I think it works at least as well as my little cheapy creepy Canon camera. I know this camera is in the range between $800 and $1,000 US dollars, depending what price you get it for. But yeah, it takes pictures, and it zooms in very well. Yeah, there's my light. My box of Hall of Shame, or boxes of shame. Yeah, it works very well. I'm impressed. All right, so let's come over here and let's stop taking pictures and see what kind of if we can use it on ours. So if all went well, there you go. You saw some images from this camera, and as you can see, it's working just fine. And that's what Morten wanted me to do, is to check out the camera before we send it on to him. So job done. It's time to get that into the post and get that sent off to Denmark. But, good job, Morten. Nice camera. I think you're going to like it very much. It's relatively easy to handle in the hand. I went ahead and put the ring on the camera. You know, it keeps kind of shadows from appearing on the lens, that kind of thing. So, but all in all, yeah, it's a nice camera. So time to get it back in the box and get it sent off to you. And thanks for letting us do a little video on it. I appreciate it. So there you go, YouTube. Not a really deep dive into all the technology on that camera, but you know, you can look it up and judge for yourself whether it's worthy of its $900 price tag. I don't know that Morten's going to do a video on this camera when he receives it, but I'm going to get it boxed up and put in the mail here in the next day or two, get that sent to him, and so he can put his hands on it and actually put it to good use. He wanted to send it to me since he bought it here in the United States. Send it to me first, make sure everything was working. That way, if he had to exchange it, if there was any big damage, I could send it back for him. But it's working well. I don't see any problems with the camera itself. So off it goes to Morten, and Morten will make good use of it. So there you go. Hope you found the video entertaining and informative. Anyways, give us a thumbs up down below if you liked it. Leave your comments in the comments section, and donate via PayPal or Patreon if you're so inclined. And don't forget, we will see you
on the other side.